For our project, we interviewed Miss Heidi Dune, a fourth grade teacher at Longfellow Elementary School here in Long Beach.
My name's Heidi Dune. I'm a fourth grade teacher at Longfellow Elementary School. This is my first year here at Longfellow. I've been teaching a total of 23 years now. I've taught grades kindergarten through fifth grade. As far as critical thinking skills go, I've done it all from kindergarten up until fifth grade. With students nowadays, with the implementation of technology and then with all the social media that they have at their fingertips, it's a lot more important to really emphasize and teach critical thinking because they think that technology will help them with everything in life, and that's not necessarily true.
In your definition, what is critical thinking?
So critical thinking means involving more thought into whatever it is that you're focused on, and looking deeper into whatever it is.
In what ways do you try to implement critical thinking into your everyday lessons?
Oh, I'm always trying to implement critical thinking because I believe in my profession. Students are always trying to look for the easy answer and never trying to think deeper into it, or even getting beyond the surface, I should say. A lot of kids are dependent on what we call right there questions. If it says, what's the character's name, they'll go directly back to the text and find the character's name. But then when you have to think about how the character feels, or what they're thinking, or what motivates them and things of that sort, they tend to get frustrated. So, I have to elicit more, I guess, strategies for them to be able to think critically. I think that's something that children don't have right off the get-go. We as teachers have to teach it to them, and so hopefully as adults, or as they develop into adults, or younger adults like you guys, that you start to develop those skills.
How important is it to have a well-developed critical thinking skill as a teacher, and why?
I think as a teacher, it's really important to have critical thinking skills because you're trying to teach it to young minds. And if you yourself really can't think critically, then you really won't be able to teach it well.
What could someone do to help strengthen their critical thinking skills?
I think problem solving. A lot of critical thinking can be developed by problem solving, and it could be done in everyday life. I mean, you can try to focus on time management. Oftentimes, as young adults, there are activities or priority things that you have to do, like appointments and such, but then you want to do something else, so you have to kind of weigh out by priority, I guess, or importance, what it is that you have to do and get done. And so then going beyond that, just some other things, or putting things together, organizing things, I think are also some activities that can help you.
What is one piece of advice that you would give your students that want to develop further critical thinking skills?
I would say definitely reading. Now, as an adult, if I could just always read, I probably would be in a book every single week. I think that helps to also develop critical thinking. But as a young student, definitely understanding the concepts for what they are. And yeah, I would say that.
To summarize Ms. Dune's main points,
for students that I teach in fourth grade, a lot of times they tend to forget what they have to do. So creating lists would be another thing to help develop that. And then that way, then they can prioritize the things that they need to do. And a lot of my students, they have extracurriculars that, to them, that's very important. But essentially in life, if you don't have the basic skills of reading, writing, doing basic math, then really you wouldn't be able to function. I hope you get an A, man.